Former NFL quarterback and current analyst Dan Orlovsky was asked to share his thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings' recent 37-10 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. And his response was as direct as it was impactful. "I believe this might be the most disappointing roster in football right now," Orlovsky stated with conviction when addressing the team's struggles. "We're talking about an organization that spent the second largest amount of money on free agents across the entire league this offseason. This roster was designed, at least in the eyes of many of us, to be strong enough to function regardless of who the quarterback was." He continued, emphasizing the team's critical flaws. "First of all, the offensive line has failed to provide consistent protection. It's been a recurring issue week after week. Secondly, their run defense has been absolutely dominated throughout the season. Teams are running through them as if there's no resistance at all. It happened again in this game. The Chargers came out, lined up with 3 tight ends, and basically challenged them, saying, 'Here's our running game, try to stop it.' And once again, the Vikings couldn't respond." Orlovsky's comments highlight a growing concern about the team's structure and execution. Despite the heavy investments and high expectations, the Vikings continue to struggle in fundamental areas, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether the team's problems run deeper than just performance on the field. He went on to emphasize that, contrary to popular belief, Carson Wentz is not the root of Minnesota's problems. "Anyone who wants to tell me that Carson Wentz is the issue right now in Minnesota, let's have that conversation, because you're out of your mind," Orlovsky declared firmly. Wentz has started 5 games this season for the Vikings, marking his longest stretch as a starter since 2022. However, with Week 1 starter J.J. McCarthy expected to return in Week 9, this could very well signal the end of Wentz's tenure as the leading man in the land of 10,000 lakes. His production has been far from stellar: 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of just 40.6. Numbers that hardly inspire confidence in his performance. Even so, Orlovsky pointed out that Wentz shouldn't shoulder all the blame. Minnesota's offensive line has allowed an alarming average of 4 sacks per game, ranking as the 3rd worst protection unit in the NFL this season. The analyst also noted that the defense has been unable to contain the run game, a recurring theme for Brian Flores' unit, which has surrendered an average of 130 rushing yards per contest, the 8th worst mark in the league. The struggles don't stop there. The Vikings' own ground attack has failed to provide balance or relief, averaging just 93.9 rushing yards per game. With such limited support on both sides of the ball, even a more efficient quarterback would face significant challenges. Orlovsky's remarks paint a picture of a team whose issues are systemic, rooted not in a single player, but in a collective failure to execute across multiple phases of the game.